Welcome back, and in this edition, this is a time that I'm going to take and show you how to draw these four assignments that are going to be at the end of your chapter. And the reason I do this is just in case you get stuck, because some students are taking this completely online, and this will help you if you get in one of those points that you're stuck and can't move on. You can watch this video and I'll show you how to draw these. So this is going to be for the angle spacer. We'll start out with it. So I just go File in AutoCAD, File New, and you notice I don't have my startup wizard. So what I need to do is that's okay. I'll just hit ACAD, bring it in, and type in startup, enter, and the 1 is the code, enter. And now from here on out, when I hit new, it brings my wizard up. Now this is going to be in decimal, so I come over here, use a wizard, advanced setup, and basically decimal degrees is fine, east is fine, counterclockwise is fine with that. 12 by 9, that'll fit that in there fine. We're going to draw this one up, and we're going to do this in absolute. So I hit line, start out with. I'm going to hit 0 for x, comma 0 for y. Okay. And I got my dynamics on, and you see that where it's got the number as I move it. I want to turn that off on dynamics, because it'll mess you up a little bit later, and eventually you'll be able to use that pretty good. But for right now, let's turn it off. And to turn it off, you come over here and hit this little button right here, and you got to turn it on down here in your status bar, dynamic input, and it brings it up down here, and it's right here. So now I turn that off, and we're ready to rock and roll. So the first movement, I'm going to go around this thing counterclockwise, 3, 0. Okay, zoom into it with my wheel. The next movement, I'm going up, looks to me like 3 is x because it didn't move, 1.5 up. And then I'm going to do an x and y movement at the same time. So it looks like to me we're going over 3.25 in x, and we're going all the way up to 2. And I messed up. So if you mess up, no big deal. Click on it, delete. Okay? So here at line, make sure your object snap is on right here, and make sure it's on endpoint. That way it catches this endpoint. And this one's going to be 2.25, because it's 3 minus 0.75 is 2.25, comma 2, and y. Got it that time. Now we're going to move over 2.25 minus 1. That makes it 1.25, comma 2. And then we're going to do another angular movement. X would be 0. Going back to your 0 in x. And then we are going to 1.25 in y. Then we're going to come down. It looks like 0.25 and 0.5 makes 0.75 minus 1.25. So 0.7, or x would be, of course, 0, comma 0.75. And then we're going to come back across to 0.75 from 0, comma, and we didn't move up and down, so it's going to be 0.75 again. We're going to come down 0.5, but we're going to stay in x, 0.75. Only thing's moving is y, and it's 0.25. Come back to 0 at 0.25 in height, then 0, comma 0. There we go. So there's your angle spacer in absolute. Now while we're on it, let's go ahead and do, we'll start at 0, 0, and we'll do the base plate here. We're going to come over 5.5 in y, comma 0. We're going to come up now. We're staying at 5.5 in x, but we're going up 2. And then we're going to 4.25 in X and going all the way up to 4. We're coming over to 0, comma 4. Then we're coming down to 0, comma 0. Just that quick and that easy. We got that put in using absolute coordinates. Now I want to put my two circles in, so I hit circle, center radius, and no, their diameter. So come up here and make sure you hit center diameter. And if this is 0, 0, which we started at 0, 0, it looks like you're coming over 1 in X to find the center of it, up 2.5. And the reason I knew that is because it told me, where's your center point? So we got that. So right click, enter, and there it is. And the diameter is 1. We'll put that in there. And we'll repeat the command again. And center point is 3, comma 1.5, enter. And then the diameter is, the big one is 2. And if you hit spacebar, it repeats the command. And we'll put that right back in there again, 3, comma 1.5. And the diameter is 1 on that one. And you know what I did? One of them was the diameter, one was radius. And that's okay. We'll just delete one of them out and try it again. Make sure it's on diameter. And with that, honestly, too, another thing, little trick, with your object snapped on center, you can come in here and you see how it's going to snap right to that center point. You could do that too. Type in 1, and there you go. I will get the other two drawings in the second video.